What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7, and today we're going to be fighting Ida from episode number 3. This boss appears in map 7 and 7S as a boss in the 9th stage. Now, I found this to be quite difficult as a new player, almost like its own mini Abyss boss, and probably even harder than some of the bosses I've faced so far in Abyss. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over this boss and how to beat it. Hopefully, if you're stuck here, or if you're coming up to this boss, this will help you get through it a little bit easier. Here we go with Ida. I can't believe how much they put into her kit. She's an absolute terror. If they made her any higher level, I'm not sure I could even pass her. It took me a couple of tries, but we did end up beating her. And let's go ahead and talk about what you need. If we look at her passive ability, you cannot land debuffs on her. If you do, she's going to dispel those debuffs, grant herself a barrier. Then if you attack her when she has a barrier, she's going to hit you with blind debuff and increase her own combat readiness. When her S3 is on cooldown, she's going to hit everyone with damage proportional to their HP. And when your HP is 60% or less, now you're going to have a lot of trouble getting a critical hit, which means that she has built-in damage protection, right? If we look at her actual skills, she's going to remove your buffs. She's also going to decrease your combat readiness, which is awful. And if she gets a critical hit on you, she's going to get even more combat readiness decrease. So fire units, absolute terror on fire units here. This one isn't too bad. She just hits 2 enemies, decrease speed, unhealable, and that's okay. But her absolute zero, this is her S3, 85% chance to stun everyone for 1 turn. A critical hit reduces the cooldown by 2 turns, so again, bringing in fire units is going to be a liability. And on top of that, after attacking, reduces the effective healing received by enemies by 15%, stacked up to 5 times, 75% reduced amount of healing. If we look at her immune effects, nothing surprising here. You can hit her with a poison, which is very good. So if you have someone like Spectre Tenebria, or you have someone like Kyrus that you want to use, poison very, very effective on her. But as we see, it's going to be sort of a race, right? Either you have to bring a lot of healing or you have to bring a ton of damage. But either way, over time, she's really going to reduce how much healing you have so you don't have that many rounds before she just destroys you. Here we go, Ida fight. We're in chapter number 7S-9 and episode number 3. And what we're going to do today is we're going to get a Soul Weaver from our supporters list. And that's because, as you see, I have 2 fire heroes built. These are the only heroes I have built on the whole account, and it's very difficult coming into an ice boss. So what my strategy is in the first round, Mercedes is probably going to die, or we're going to tag her out with that Montmorency and just try and out-heal this Ida. When we're looking at Ras here, we want to use his S2 sparingly. He has a 50% chance to miss and a 70% chance to land that defense break when he hits, but you might land it early, you might go ahead and trigger that big shield from Ida, and now you're going to have some more problems. She does her S3 right away, which means that immediately right out the gate you have 15% reduced amount of healing. If she does that 2 or 3 times, now you're going to have quite a lot of trouble. So what we're going to do today is we're going to build Lorena over time. As the fight goes on, she's going to get stronger and stronger with her stacks, and mine doesn't even have any points in her skill tree. As we go on through the game, she's going to be very useful into a ton of PvE content in Abyss, also into the story mode, and into expeditions. So very, very important to build her early on, and she's going to be a very integral part of your team to clear a ton of this content. Now, what we see is that if you go below 60% onto your health, you're going to do a reduced amount of critical hits. So we want to keep Lorena topped off when we can. Montmorency is just so useful with that Rod of Amaryllis doing a ton of healing. And that's what we're doing. We're just cycling healing after healing. Okay, we're almost over 10,000 on S1. Let's try an S2 here. We get the hit, but we don't get the defense break,
Forgive me.
thankfully. And now we have more damage with Lorena.
I'll keep going.
Oh man, this Ida hits so hard.
Is is it my turn? Going to be okay. The spirit of a commander.
900 per tick. But now we have Lorena. She's doing more than 10,000 per hit. The boss only has 113k HP, so she's doing about 10% or so of the boss every time she goes.
Let me take your pain away.
You know, we've used this strategy before just to out-heal the enemy, and I think it's a really good strategy. I liked it a lot here. Now, this is like my second or third time trying this, and Ida, she just is doing so much I can't keep up with just one healer. Very, very nice having a second Montmorency. What we're going to do is Soul Burn onto Lorena. That's going to give us 2 hits. Hopefully we do 20-30% of her HP.
The icy touch of death.
There we go.
Shall never
Now this is
be
the second time she's using that S3, so now we really have to finish this boss before we enable her even further.
curse me.
If I must fight,
So much damage. Let's try and finish it right here with a Ras S2. We get the miss, no crit because she's below 60%, but I think this hit should do it. No crit again, but it is enough damage.